and confused is fake news.
Come on, son.
Good evening, folks, and happy Monday. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody is staying warm out there. It is 27 degrees here in South Mississippi, which is pretty cold for us Southern folk. Anyway, blazed and confused here with a little wild and wacky news. You would think you would run out of these stories, but they seem to be endless, as well as all the other madness going on in the world. So maybe this one here will give you a little bit of a laugh. Bad monkey. Travelers share wild tales of animal encounters. Greta Palmer was sitting on her hotel balcony in Hampi, India, when she heard a commotion upstairs. Her friends had been eating breakfast when a troop of monkeys materialized. Materialized like they do on Star Trek when Scotty beams them up. They blocked the exit and engaged in X-rated acts, much to her travel companion's horror. Palmer was laughing at the animal's antics and her friend's shrieks when she discovered she wasn't alone. I slowly turn my head around and I see 6 monkeys in my hotel room, ransacking my room, said Palmer, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer at Best Friends Animal Society, who spent several weeks in India last month. Before absconding with her apples and bananas, the bonnet macaque, I said that wrong, I'm pretty sure, macaws dumped sugar packets from the coffee station all over the floor in suitcases. One chucked Palmer's retainer across the room. Another emptied its bladder. I didn't realize it until I was walking across the room, and all of a sudden, I noticed monkey pee on the bottom of my pajamas, Palmer said. That would kind of suck. Got monkey pee on your pajamas. Palmer hollered at them to leave. That night, the scofflaws returned, pounding on the door. Pounding on the door. It was hilarious and appalling at the same time, she said. When traveling, wildlife encounters often resemble nature documentaries, cinematic episodes capturing an animal's strength, beauty, and spirit. Many others look more like America's Funniest Videos. Monkeys raiding hotel rooms, sea lions nipping at snorkelers' heels, a penguin bunking with a surprised guest. Animals never cease to amuse and amaze us, especially when our interactions with them are unscripted. In some destinations, such as India, Australia, and Africa, where development has encroached on natural areas, animals and humans bump into each other on a regular basis. This is a very important part here, folks, because if we've learned anything from this show,
It's fake news.
I would say the moral of a lot of these stories is what they're about to say next. You should do your best to keep a safe distance from wild creatures, even if they are in your space. And as Palmer learned, always lock the door and avoid carrying bananas in monkey-dense places. I couldn't agree more. And I'll tell you what, monkeys are terrifying. I saw Planet of the Apes. I saw King Kong. I saw all these movies where the monkeys were very dangerous. I also watched Gorillas in the Mist many, many years ago, and a couple other documentaries that have me pretty much terrified of monkeys. Those little things are very strong and terrifying. So for them to have I didn't really get too much into this part of it, But when they blocked the exit and engaged in X-rated acts, I mean, that's your chance to get on out of there. Run for the hills. Because if one of them suckers decides to start humping your leg, you're going to be in trouble. I'm just saying. There's another one down here that I kind of started reading. I didn't make it all the way through. So we're going to go ahead and just go straight into the next story. An elephant's solution to snoring. I mean, that already sounds interesting, right?
It's fake news.
After a long day of tracking lions in Zambia's Kofe National Park, pretty sure I said that right, a team from Panthera, a wildcat conservation organization, set up tents in the bush. One camper's snoring was so loud, a park resident decided to take action. A passing elephant took exception and threw a table on his tent, said Jake Overton, director of Panthera Zambia. While this didn't injure the scout, it did give him a huge fright and stopped the snoring for good. Okay, well, that's one way to get somebody to stop snoring, I would say. Just toss a table onto their tent. Sugar thieves in South Africa. I mean, you see what I mean? These things just keep on rolling, folks. There's stories I'm jumping over. There's so many of these stories. In South Africa, 2 baby monkeys would break into Stacy Gruen's office for their daily fix. Once inside, they dunked their faces in the sugar bowl by the coffee machine. These monkeys, they seem to really like sugar and coffee, apparently. I was always startled to look up from my computer and see a monkey with a complete sugar face smiling at me over the top of my laptop, said Gruen, a senior public relations manager at Intrepid Travel. Okay, well, let me tell you, Stacy, I have never in my life looked up from my computer to see a monkey with a complete sugar face smiling at me over the top of my laptop. Has never happened to me, and I really hope that it doesn't ever happen to me. Because I said before, monkeys are terrifying. I saw Planet of the Apes. All right, we're going to do one more here. Because this looks like a penguin's 5-star nest. Growing up in Australia, Malcolm Griffiths is accustomed to animals in his personal space. Yeah, I think Australia is like pretty crazy. I think everything in Australia wants to unalive you. On a trip to Tasmania, Griffiths stayed at the Diamond Island Resort, which sits along a route used by little penguins, which travel nightly between the ocean and their burrows. He said he foolishly ignored signs advising guests to close the sliding door and woke up to a chirping sound at the sight of a penguin hopping around the floor, hopping around the foot of his bed. You see what I mean, folks? We there's a lot of foolish people out there who ignore signs advising guests to close the sliding door. I mean, at least it was a penguin, right? I don't think penguins are crazy, but I thought that about deer too. And we learned in another episode that deer are pretty dangerous. But anyway, so he ignored the signs. Now he's got a penguin hopping around the foot of his bed. No doubt it was enjoying the warmth of my room, said Griffiths, a destination marketing and management specialist based in New York. Griffin shoo-shooed the uninvited guest out the door, which left without a peep. There we go. Another fun story again. At least it was a penguin. It could have been a honey badger. What's the honey badger up to? Honey badger raids the fridge. During her travels in Africa, Rebecca Gowley, head of public relations at unforgettable travels, cross path with many animals with rap sheets. Oh, now the animals have rap sheets? I don't know if you can say that.
Come on, son.
At the Sabi Sabi Private Game Reserve in South Africa, she recalls the time a guest had left a bikini out to dry in the sun. Vervet monkeys stole the top and pranced around in it, or pranced around with it, excuse me, entertaining guests with their loot. On the same trip, Vervets broke into a dorm room in South Africa and pilfered a volunteer's pack of contraceptive pills. Gee, many Christmas, folks. These monkeys are out of control. The monkeys all over the place seem to be out of control. Honey badgers, which Galley described as notoriously naughty, broke into a fridge at a lodge in Namibia and helped themselves to goodies. To prevent future pillaging by the weaselly critters, the staff had to place a huge chain with padlock around the fridge. There's a little seal there. All right. Well, there's a couple wild stories. Seems like a lot of these happened in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really know where oh yeah, this was Tasmania. South Africa, India. Just animals running wild all over the place, doing whatever, stealing bikinis, stealing contraceptive pills. I mean, notoriously naughty honey badgers breaking into refrigerators. We're going to have to really keep our eyes open, folks. Next time you see a squirrel, maybe a raccoon, keep your eyes on them. He may just follow you into the house, steal your contraceptive pills, possibly steal some stuff out of your refrigerator. It's really hard telling. It's absolutely hard telling. That's going to be it. That's going to be it for this episode of Blazed and Confused, bringing you the wild and wacky news. I feel like that pretty much sums up what's going on around the world. If it's not people acting like fools, it's animals acting like fools. So you all be safe out there and have a great week. I hope everybody's staying warm, and we will catch you next time.
Blazed and confused is fake news! Come on, son.